Hi, I'm Darren. In this segment, we're going to make a really simple, awesome guacamole. There's 1,000 different ways to make guac. We're just going to give you sort of the basic recipe, and you can add whatever you want. So the traditional guacamole is obviously avocados, a little bit of tomato, some red onion, a couple of chili peppers or chili flakes, depending on what you have, as well as lime. The lime helps it to stay green. It stops the oxidization process. So what you want to do is you want to also use some zest of the lime. So we use a microplane, get a little zest off that bad boy, put him in the pool. It's going to be really, really nice. And obviously cilantro as well, key ingredient. Okay, so let's start breaking down some stuff and getting things ready. A little bit of red onion. This is already pre-cut, so we're just going to peel the outer layer off. Nice and easy. Okay, put that in the chef's gold. All right, we don't want too much. We just want this for a little bit of heat, a little bit of mouthfeel. So this is quite a big onion, so I'm going to do about 3 horizontal cuts. Flick it through 90, and then do your verticals. So probably about 10, I'd say, because this one's quite large. All right, almost there. Good stuff. As you can see, the onion holds together really, really nicely. This is great for the Bernoise cut. Bernoise cut is just a fancy French way of saying little fine dice. The fine dice, it's a 1/8 of an inch is the size, but you don't have to get too technical. All right, so here we go. So probably a quarter onion. This is about enough. Let's put this bad boy back for a little later. Let's grab all this finished product, and we're just going to bang it in a bowl. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything ready first, and I'm going to do my avocados last, just because then it has less time to oxidize. All right, that's onion flying everywhere. Let's do some chilies. We got 2 serranos. This is a green serrano, it's a red serrano. Pretty self-explanatory considering the color. So we're just going to do a couple of little slice and dices here. It's going to add color, flavor, and a bit of heat. Obviously, if you want something a little milder, try and avoid the seeds. The seeds are where a ton of the heat resides. So I'm just going to do half of these, half the red, half the green. Put those back for a little later. Obviously, they're kind of big now, right? So what you don't want to do is be chomping your guacamole and then be like, oh, good Lord. Okay, there we go. Too much heat. So what you want to do is just break it down. So you're going to run your knife through it a couple of times. These guys have a tendency to shoot everywhere. So a nice, easy, gentle cut. Also, just remember, don't wipe your eyes after you cut chilies, because it's going to be like, you know, the Crying Game. It's just going to be a disaster zone. All right. If you haven't watched the Crying Game, it's very definitely an interesting film, so to say the least. All right. Anyway, here we go. We got some beautiful heat, a little bit of color there. It's going to look terrific. Put that in the pool. All right. Let's give this guy a haircut. This is cilantro. Decent whack of cilantro, about a handful, not that big. What you want to do is just ball it up in your hand. It's going to be nice and easy to cut like this. So we put it down, and just give this guy a haircut. Oh, the smell is absolutely terrific. I think the next big invention is going to be scratch and sniff television, where you can actually smell the cilantro coming through. All right, perfect. Some people call cilantro Asian basil. It tastes nothing like basil, but it certainly is Asian. All right. So let's grab that, about a handful of chopped up product, put that in, beautiful. So tomato, just do a little bit. It's more for sort of color and contrast, as opposed to adding a ton of flavor. You've got a lot of bold flavors as it is. You've got that lime, you've got the cilantro, the guac. So this is just gonna add a little bit of a color dimension. Almost done here. What do we got left? Yep, we've got the lime, and that's about it. All right, there we go. Got a little guy that didn't want to go in the pool, but he can't escape, he's in. Microplane. Microplane is like shark skin, very fine rasp. If you did woodwork at school, you'd know what a rasp is. If not, just go and buy a microplane and you're good. All right, so we're gonna take off a little bit of the rind, or the zest. A ton of flavor resides in this wonderful skin. And then we're gonna cut it in half and put some lime juice in. As I mentioned earlier, the lime juice will stop the oxidization process and keep it nice and green as opposed to going black. All right, the old wives' tale, this is quite interesting, is they used to put a avo pip with a pit into the guac and think that it wouldn't oxidize. That, as they say in the classics, is complete rubbish. It does not work at all, all right? For the simple fact that there's no chemical reason why a pip should stop the oxidization process. The only thing that does it is either lemon juice or lime juice. Today we're using lime, so we've got half a lime. Gonna put that down, All right, we got half a lime there with a zest. Just gonna give this a little stir. Look at that, the color's beautiful. Smells absolutely sensational. I wouldn't recommend eating it alone, but you know, you can give it a little taster. Okay, there we go, ready for that. And now, star of the show, Captain Avocado. All right, high in fats, but good fats, all right? So there we go, let's just open that up. All right, so the way you want to choose an avo, it's soft to the touch, but not squishy. The squishy parts will be black and oxidized and not good to eat. Grab your knife, put it through the middle, just run that through like that, okay. And it comes out nice and easy. So there you go, you got a decent looking avo. To get the pit out, hit it with a knife, twist it back and forth, and as the old saying goes, Robert's your father's brother, the pip comes straight out. All right, so what you want to do here is just grab a spoon and just spoon it straight into the mixture that you've already done. You're going to use a fork to sort of mash it down and break it down a bit. Okay, there we go. There's a halfer. Let's do another halfer. I hope the other avo is as good as this one. This one hasn't got those sort of dead black spots. The dead black spots you kind of want to throw out, and we're ready to just incorporate all these wonderful flavors. So with a fork, just gently push it through while going from the bottom round to the top. And there we go. It's smelling absolutely terrific. Good stuff. So what you want to do is you want to keep the guacamole slightly chunky. If you puree it too much, it becomes like baby food. Sort of takes on a weird texture and doesn't look that terrific. So there you have the finished product. Nice, rustic, very, very beautifully flavored guacamole. Let me just taste that. Oh, that's terrific. It's got a great amount of lime in there. Got a super amount of heat with the chili. Let's just plate this, and we are hot to trot. Good to go. Okay, here we go. Just put this into a nice deep bowl. All right. Remember, presentation is important. All right, good stuff. Let's put him over here. All right, and then if you want to just garnish with a little bit of cilantro, just to make it look pretty. There we go. So you got the wonderful color from the tomatoes, just livening up the dish. You got fresh, beautiful guac with tons of flavor, tons of goodness. A good pairing with this to drink is, obviously I can't mention names, but the bottle of beer with the lime on top, that's a really good starting place. And if you don't do the beer thing, very, very nice white wine, crisp Chablis, ice cold, overlooking the beach. Beautiful. Way better to eat guac. Thanks for watching this segment. Loved making guac for you. The food goes on.